I'm doing a little piece of text today in SCAL6, and the idea of this is you can use it to do whatever text you like. It's the method that I'm really concentrating on. You could use this for a card front, for something to go on a bag or a pencil case or something. You could also do it as a t-shirt design if that's what you wanted to do. It just depends on what you use to cut it out or whether you just print it. So I'm starting off with two pieces of text, Living and The Dream, and these are separate text pieces. You can actually now in SCAL6, the latest version, you can actually separate out your text if you so wish. You can split the text, you can split all of it, split by spaces or split by lines. I didn't bother doing that, I just did it with two different sorts of text. I even forgot about the other option, but it's there if you need it. So what are we going to do with this? Well, the first thing to do is to make sure you have the right type of text. So your background one, you really want to be probably quite chunky. This happens to be chunk 5. And this one looks like it's Catch You demo. But I did actually destroy the proportions of it a little bit. I made it a little bit shorter than it is in the actual text itself. So I've got one which is a nice chunky text and the other one which is a script. And that generally gives a better visual interest to your design. So first off, what I'm going to be doing is bringing down a guideline. And if you don't have your guideline on, then you need to go to View and show your guidelines. The reason I've got this guideline and I've placed it as I have, roughly halfway up the text, is because I'm actually going to cut the text in half, as well as putting this in the middle of it. You'll see what I mean. So I need to get the knife tool. So pick up the knife tool and click on this line, which is approximately halfway up my text, and start to draw. But now I hold down my shift key because I want it to go in a straight line, and I do that. And you'll notice that the colour's gone out of it because the paths are now open. So if I go to my select tool and I select the upper portion of this and I move it upwards, you can see that it's in two parts. But I need to close this path, so go to Path and then Close. And that puts the colour back in. And then I can select the bottom part of it and go to Path Close for that. And I want to pick this up and put it in there. Okay, that's not too bad, I guess. But I think I really need a chunkier font than that. So let's go to Text Font Preview. And if I make that a bit larger, I want something a bit bulkier. Ah, that looks like it's a bit bulkier. So change the font. That's better. It's still a script, but it's got a bit more bulk to it. So now I can place this over the top and see if that is what I actually want. I might actually stretch that out a little bit. Okay, I think I'm going to make sure the proportions are unchecked and just take the height down a little bit. There we go. Right, now if I move that, I think I have too big a gap here. Now what I'm going to do here is to select that and make that a union path. I'm going to select the bottom part of it and go to Path Union as well because they are all separated out. But I'm just going to close that gap a little bit. It was a bit too wide. And now put that there. Yeah, I think that's roughly what I want. Now this one at the moment, if I took the colour out of this, you'd be able to see, and if I zoom in, you can probably see it regardless. If I click on it in a moment, Okay, you can see the little overlaps where the letters overlap. So I want to go to path and union to get rid of that, and now it's all going to be one path. Right. So let's put this back to fit to window again. I'm going to go to view and guidelines and clear my guidelines because I don't actually need it any longer. And now I'm going to position this where I think it should go. Yeah, that's not bad. Now let me just check to see if that is central to the selection. Oops, I forgot I hadn't grouped my other pieces. Okay, so let's take the entire lot and go to path union. Now you could group it or you can make it a union path. Making it a union path means it's all one thing and it's the better option. So now if I put this in here and I center it and see if I like the result. I think maybe it's a little bit too big still, so take it down again and do that. Yeah, I think that is as I want it. I've got one solid path with the pink and I've got another solid path with the black. What I want to do is to click on the pink and copy. Don't do anything else with it at the moment, just copy it. Select absolutely everything. Go up to effects and go to knockout. Now this is where I can put a gap in if I want it, and I generally try and use 2 mil. Go to preview. Don't worry that the letters are missing. That looks as I want it, so I'm going to click on OK. Now I'm going to click on the pink bit, drag that out. I can discard it completely. Now I go up to edit and go down to paste in place. The in place bit is really, really important. Remember, we copied that pink lettering. So now we put it back in and we have our whole design. We can now group this if we want to, and then you could print it or whatever you're going to do to it. Just make sure over here that you have print selected rather than anything else if that's all you're going to do. Okay, so I don't actually want to do that. What I want to do is to make it into a vinyl design with 2 different color layers. In order to do that and to be able to line it up properly, it's handy if you've got some markers. Now all I do is I go to my shapes library and I pick up a heart. No particular reason why I pick up a heart. It could be anything, to be quite honest, but that's what I do. Now I go to Object, Duplicate, put in the horizontal spacing until that other heart moves over. I'm going to click on this. Let's just close that down. Come up here, I'm going to raise it up by a tiny little fraction, and I'm going to raise that one up by a tiny little fraction as well, because it's a bit close to the line of that G. So now all I need to do is to keep a copy of that. If you want to keep a copy, if you don't think you'll know what it looks like when it's finished without a copy, copy it 3 times. Okay, so Object, Duplicate, 2, 3, there we go. So this one I can group because this one is just going to be a picture. Now, if you're concerned that you might keep it on your page and cut it out accidentally when you don't want to, come over to here and instead of putting a cut, put none on it. That means it's not going to print, it's not going to cut, it's not going to do anything. It's just there for your information. And that is a really, really handy thing to be able to do. Okay, so with this one, all I'm going to do is remove the pink and then group the other items like so. And with this one, I'm going to remove the black and group that. There we are. So the hearts are going to be lined up when I do a vinyl cut. And then when I line them up, one on top of the other, as you can see, I will get the result that I get up there. So that's what all those hearts are there for. If you want to leave them in, you can. If you do want to leave them in, make sure that you do the first layer, when you stick your vinyl onto whatever you're sticking onto, that your first layer is the colour that you want to save the hearts in, because they will go down first. When you put your second colour over the top, you can peel off the second layer of hearts, but you can't do it if you've put the wrong colour down first. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I understand what I'm saying. I just hope somebody else does. Okay, so this can be got rid of. So now you can save your file in whatever format you're choosing to save it in. If you're using a cutter of whatever variety, saving as an SVG will do the job nicely. And then you can import it to your machine or to your other cutter software, whatever it is you're doing. But that's how you get that effect with the little offset around here and the different colours of the text and so on. And that's how you best get the effect with the least amount of effort. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Take care now.